Well, right after this TV spot, Maria, I'm going back to my office and I'm meeting with the Mexican Minister of Economy and his team. This week we are having our first formal negotiations with Mexico on the USMCA, and we are doing it just as the president said. We're having talks separately with Canada, but we've moved along with Mexico. Canada is behind on this. With Mexico, we're already at the stage of some formal talks. We're going to be talking about rules of origin, which is really a term of art that talks about how much content in the goods that are being traded between the United States and Mexico are from the United States and Mexico. We just don't want Mexico to become a hub for goods imported from Vietnam or China or somewhere else. If we're going to have some kind of a deal, it has to be a deal for Mexico and the United States, and the goods should be made up of content from Mexico and the United States.
Now, given the move in oil prices and some commodities like, aluminum or fertilizer, is this weighing into your decision making right now, Jameson, in terms of where tariff hikes may land?
So less so on the trade front. The reality is the United States, it makes a lot of its own energy, it makes a lot of its own fertilizer, so there's less of a supply issue right now. Obviously, you have things like nitrogen fertilizer, where the price does depend on the feedstocks coming out of the Gulf. So that's something that I know Kevin Hassett and others are quite focused on. There are a variety of tools you can deploy to try to maximize production here, and find additional sources and that kind of thing. When it comes to a tariff or trade, you can't necessarily have a tariff modify and have that change the underlying fundamentals of the situation. And frankly, with fertilizers, we don't have and haven't had tariffs on fertilizers for quite a while. But we're watching that very closely as a broader economic team to make sure that the farmers can get what they need in time for their various plantings.
Yeah, I know that Secretary Bessent has tried to increase imports of fertilizer and oil production via Venezuela, which certainly has had an impact. I want to switch gears and ask you your take on where we are with the Federal Reserve. I mean, we've got the Fed's decision, obviously, at 2 p.m. Eastern, and the president has said, look, the Fed should be cutting rates now and not waiting for this meeting. We're expecting the Fed to hold rates steady, with Jay Powell speaking at 2:30 this afternoon. And this is his first speech since the president nominated Kevin Warsh as his successor. Warsh's Fed confirmation hearing, however, appears to be on pause for the moment until this probe into Jay Powell is closed. I spoke with North Dakota Senator Kevin Cramer yesterday about it.